Before we actually begin our pageant, I'm quite pleased we have a special guest here with us this morning. And I want to introduce to you the mastermind behind this year's Christmas pageant. So our pageant this year wouldn't have been possible were it not for an important discovery by the chairperson of the Epsom Historical Society. Of course, you know I'm speaking of Professorson. And I'm pleased to say that the good professor is actually here with us this morning and will be introducing and giving a bit of background to the pageant this morning. So would you please give a big round of applause for Professorson.
Thank you so much for inviting me to be with you this morning. As most of you know, 2 Christmas ago, we celebrated the first Christmas service ever held in Aotearoa, New Zealand. On that occasion, Samuel Marsden came to this country, having been invited by his good friend, the Māori chieftain, Ruatara. The first Christmas service was held in the Bay of Islands, when Samuel Marsden greeted the Māori community with the words, "I bring you glad tidings of great joy." More than 200 years have now passed since the Christmas story was first shared in this country. And this got me thinking. As a historian, I am not interested in simply the well-known events such as the first Kiwi Christmas. I also want to know about the second Christmas, the third Christmas, and so on and so forth. Because while the first Christmas was incredibly important to all the people who call this land home, every Christmas is important in its own way. That brings me to the important discovery that I wish to tell you about today. As I thought about all the other celebrations of Christmas that have happened over the last 200 years, I came across a strange reference in a letter written by Ruatara and sent to Samuel Marsden some years after the first Christmas. The letter reads thus. Dear Sam, our tiny country is changing rapidly. Many people from around the world are now calling this rich land home. Each year, we do our best to share the message you shared with us all those years ago. But it seems we need to change with the times. I would greatly value your advice as we try to share Christmas with all the people of Aotearoa. Your friend, Ruatara. Now, this letter has often been overlooked by we historians, but for whatever reason, last year it piqued my interest. I began to wonder if Samuel Marsden ever replied to Ruatara, and if he did, what advice he may have imparted. So, I took myself to our cathedral and began to work through the diocesan archives. For hours, I travelled deeper into the archives until finally I found myself in a section that had clearly not been visited for many years. Even the piles of dust had piles of dust on them. I was beginning to worry that I would never find my way out from beneath the foundations of the cathedral when I noticed something out of the corner of my eye. A pinprick of light appeared between a tiny crack in the floorboards, and I began to investigate. To my amazement, I found a well-disguised trapdoor. I opened it and descended into the long-forgotten chamber. And that's where I found it. In this small room was only one object, a manuscript. I quickly put on my protective gloves and gently began to investigate the text. And, lo to my amazement, there was on the first page written the following words: "A Christmas story for a modern New Zealand, written in the year of our Lord, 1837. I couldn't believe it. A quick inspection of the text revealed what could quite possibly be the first ever Christmas pageant written in New Zealand. I returned my attention to the opening pages, where I found a signature, S. Marsden. What I had found was clearly Marsden's response to the letter from Roatan, a pageant for modern New Zealand. Right away, I knew just what to do. After hours of fighting my way back out of the archives, I got into my car and brought the script straight here to St. Andrews, Epsom, as there is only one parish in all the great country that I would trust to do justice to Marston's vision. Today, with only minor adjustments, you will see Marston's more contemporary approach to sharing the joy of Christmas. Thank you.
Back in the day, there was a young fella called Joseph. Joseph was a chippy by trade and was typically regarded as a good bloke. Joseph lived in some one-horse town way back in the Wop-Wops, and that's where this yarn kicks off.
Hey Joseph, is that you, bro?
Cuz, how you doing?
You know, same old, same old. You got any plans for later?
Oh, just the usual. Was gonna knock off soon and pick up some fish and chips for me and the girlfriend.
Oh, are you guys still going strong?
Oh yeah, mate. All car pie on that front.
Oh, look, and here she comes. How's it going, Mary?
Oh, hey, Cuz. It's going well.
Did you tell him? Struth. We were just starting to have a bit of a chin wag. Give a bloke a chance.
Relax, no need to pack a sash.
Oh, is everything hunky-dory?
Yeah, mate. She's just having a laugh. We got engaged.
Oh, get off the grass.
No, mate, for reals.
Oh, for reals?
Yeah?
Oh, guys, that's great. You mind if I tell me ma? She'll have a total hissy fit.
Go ahead.
Oh, so, when you're getting hitched?
We're thinking maybe in 8 months' time, if you catch my drift.
Enough said. Hey, congrats, guys. Good to see you.
So, has the mail come?
No, not yet. Should be any day now.
Blow me down. Here comes the postie now.
Crikey, it's a beaut day today.
How are your rounds going?
To be honest, not very well. This new delivery route they had me doing takes me from here, up around the East Cape, and then to the other side of Pai here. Given that the only form of transport the post office issued with me with is this pair of barter bullets, it currently takes me about 3 months to get around everywhere once.
That's amazing. Clearly this fast post idea has really taken off.
What's up with the wings?
Casual Fridays.
Oh yeah, of course.
Anyway, here you go. I have something from your family down in Bethlehem.
All right, that'll be from the Cuzzies.
You didn't tell me you had family down the Bay of Plenty?
Well, given it takes 3 months to walk down there, I don't think it was too likely that we'd be running into any of them.
That's true. It's good we don't hear from them often. I'd hate to feel obliged to walk all that way just to pop in and say hi.
Okay.
Oh no, what is it?
It sounds like Uncle Steve is organising a family reunion. They want us to come.
Oh, when is it?
December.
No way, Joseph. You know what's going to be happening around that time.
Everyone is going. Even my mad Scottish rallies. According to this, they've been pickling haggis for months in the hope that it lasts for the party.
What to haggis?
I hate foreign food. It always gives me the trots. Sorry. Look, before I head off, do you want to write back to them? It'll be 4 months before I get back here if you send it standard post.
Mary, I know this is a hassle, but I think it might be for the best. It will be good to be with the family when the baby arrives.
Are you sure?
Look, I hate to get all weird about this, but yeah, I've had this feeling for ages. I think a trip might be a good thing for us. There are good things down country, assuming you manage to avoid Hamilton.
We're never going there again, Joseph. Once in this lifetime was one time too many.
Hamilton sucks.
Here, We'd better let the family know we're coming. Actually, let's make this one fast post.
Thanks a bunch. I guess I'll be running for the next 3 months. See you around.
Let's go pack!
Anyway, there is more to this story. You see, way out in the back of beyond, about half a K past who knows where, there was another bunch of people having a bit of a hooey. Like most Kiwis, this crowd was obsessing about the weather. That's right, chats about the weather have been going on since Kupe's wife looked out of the waka and saw those islands covered in cloud. But that's another yarn for another day. Anyway, the hooey was just getting underway. I'll let you have a peek in at this lot so you can see what it was all about.
I hereby call this meeting of the Aotearoa New Zealand Meteorological Society to order.
We have a very full agenda this evening, so we won't have any time to discuss any of those fringe ideas that have been getting so much traction among the public. Weather prediction is a sacred art that has been handed down through the ages, and it is our solemn duty to protect our arts from all who would seek to undermine it.
Yes, let us begin by saying our sacred oath.
Whether the weather be fine, or whether the weather be not, whether the weather be cold, or whether the weather be hot, we'll weather the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. Now to our first item of business. For spring this year, I suggest that we tell the public that in this part of the country, the summer will be warm but wet.
Oh, shoot, am I late?
Yes, Kenneth, you're late.
By how much?
Again.
By yonks, Kenneth, you even missed the oath.
Damn, that's pretty much the best part of these meetings. It's okay, I'll catch up. Whether the weather be fine or whether the weather be not.
That's enough, Kenneth.
You can call me Ken. Kenneth Ring is a bit of a mouthful.
Sit down, Kenneth.
Okay.
Now, as I was saying, I suggest that we tell the public that in this part of the country the summer will be warm but wet.
Don't we say that every year?
Yes, Kenneth, we do. As we all know, the first rule of weather prediction is that past events are the best predictor of future events.
But it wasn't actually warm and wet last summer.
Yes, it was. It says so in our records.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Don't you remember how when it was raining last spring you gave Derek permission to use the secret chant to make the rain go away?
Yes, I recall that.
So Derek went outside and he said, "Rain, rain, go away, come again another day."
Yes, we all know the sacred chant for dispelling the rain.
But then the rain didn't come back for weeks.
What's your point?
My point is that last summer there was a drought so bad, Derek got demoted to meteorologist level 1, which means he's not even allowed to predict anything. He can just go outside and tell us what's happening right now.
So what's happening with the weather, Derek?
Warm, but it's wet.
Ah, thank you, Derek. Warm but wet. I think that's more than enough evidence to support my suggestion. This summer will be warm but wet.
All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
The motion is passed. This summer will be warm but wet.
Thank you, everyone. Now on to the next item of business. We're reviewing the list of occupations to be included in the Golden Rule concerning pink skies at night. So far, the suggestions are fishmonger's fright, moa hunter's bite, and, oh yes, ophthalmologist's kite.
What's an ophthalmologist?
It's an idol,
Sounds made up to me.
When are we going to talk about something important?
What?
I'm sorry. I was just wondering when we might start talking about how we might do a better job of predicting the weather.
Mr. Kenneth Ring, meteorology is a sacred calling. We have inherited wisdom from the dawn of time. How do you think we can do a better job?
Well, it might help to be right sometimes.
Kenneth, we are highly thought of. We have a reputation to uphold.
I just think people might think more of us if we actually did more than simply guess.
Heretic.
Oh, come on. We know whenever we have to say what the weather for Auckland will be, we just draw out one of those rain clouds that has sun sticking out from behind it. That way we're right at least half of the time.
How dare you make light of our sacred symbols? Rainy sun cloud is more often than not the appropriate choice for this part of the country.
I just think we could find a way that was more scientific.
Scientific? What do you mean scientific?
Just that we use actual, real evidence rather than just making stuff up all the time.
Kenneth, we've been making stuff up, as you put it, for centuries, and I'm more than willing to bet that we'll be making things up for more centuries to come. Maybe he's right.
Oh, surely not.
Let's at least give him a chance to see if he can do it another way. Kenneth, did you actually have something in mind?
Well, yes, I've been thinking about the moon and wondering if it has any effect on the weather.
I have heard enough. I move that Kenneth be sent into exile until he repents of his heresy and accepts that it is his sacred duty as a meteorologist to make it up.
All in favour, say aye.
Aye.
The motion is passed. Kenneth, we hope that you'll use this time of exile to think deeply about your funny ideas and hope that in time you'll admit that you have been a bit of a wally.
Never. And just so we're reassured that you won't spread your weird ideas even further, we're sending Derek with you to keep an eye on you.
Well, sweet as. Come on, Derek, let's go.
Now, down the way a stretch, it just happened that there was this bunch of hard-working jokers who were knocking off for the day. This lot were what we call a sharing gang, and they were spinning some tall yarns.
You're telling me that you shared 57 in 45 minutes?
Yeah, mate.
Anyone else see this?
You were all asleep. Night.
Where was everyone when you had this miraculous moment of speed sharing?
You were all asleep.
Asleep? Mate, have you noticed how hard we work?
Well, it was night time.
So you're telling us you got up in the middle of the night, set a new record for speed sharing, and only got around to telling us now?
Well, I don't like to brag.
I've had enough of this. Everyone, get your socks off. After sorting all those sheep, this place smells worse than the laundry.
You speak the truth. Where's the shopping or washing basket?
Here it is.
I wonder how fast you can wash all those socks, Speedy. Oh, great! The postie's here. I wonder if they have my new gumboots.
G'day, you lot. Come and take a load off.
Choice, we're about ready for a cuppa.
So, clearly the postie business is going well. I've never seen so many of you travelling together before.
Oh, this lot? These are just my interns.
Why are you wearing those things on your back?
Haven't you ever heard of fashion? Try came to the city sometime. You'll learn all about it.
Hey, take it easy, you lot. It's important to have a good relationship with all of our customers.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it. We know our life isn't glamorous, but nothing beats a good, honest day's work.
Hey boss, I pitched those pies from the neighbours, like you asked.
Not now, Susan. We have company.
Oh, yeah, I meant to say, I returned those pies to the neighbours, like you asked. You know, the ones that you left me yesterday.
Ah, good work. So what brings you lot here?
Oh, well, firstly, there's this.
Yes!
We were also wondering if you've seen any meteorologists around.
What's
We have this telescope to deliver to a Kenneth ring, but we can't seem to track him down.
What's a meteorologist?
You know, they're that crowd that make up lies about the weather.
No, we haven't seen any weather people.
These aren't my new gumboots.
Hey, don't look at us. We just deliver the stuff.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Well, you could write a complaint, but you would have to go into one of our branches to do that.
Where's the nearest branch?
Hang on, we'll have to Google it.
Google?
Oh yeah, let me just consult with my buddies here.
The closest branch to here is down in Bethlehem.
Oh, just out of Tauranga. I know that.
We're actually heading that way now ourselves. You can come with us if you like. We hear there's a bit of a party being planned as it happens.
A party? Listen up, everyone. Given that we've made great progress on shearing all the sheep up here, I think we can knock off for the night and head down to Bethlehem to see what's going on.
Hooray!
Alright, let's get going then.
And so it was that the posties and the shepherds decided to make their way down to Bethlehem as well. As it happened, the posties were closer than they realised to delivering the telescope to Kenneth Ring, who was only a couple of paddocks over, trying to find a good spot for a bit of stargazing.
I've got a good feeling about tonight, Derek. From what they tell me, the moon at night is big and bright, deep in the heart of the Bay of Plenty.
Do we have to stay up again?
Well, that would be when the moon comes up, Derek.
Not all the time.
No, not all the time.
Those first few nights we stayed up and didn't see the moon once. It came after breakfast.
I accept that we have learnt a few things I wasn't expecting to along the way, Derek.
What else have we learned?
Well, like a good meteorologist, I did come up with a few moon-based rhymes to test this theory out.
Like what?
Like, when the moon shine in the cellar, pack an umbrella. And if you see the moon not, it's going to be hot. When the moon waxes out, we might have a drought.
Do any of them work?
Well, no. Look, I admit it, Derek. My moon theory is a disaster. Weather just does whatever it likes. This has been a giant waste of time.
Hang about, what's up there?
Oh, Sister Moon, why do you mock me?
Not the moon, that thing over there.
Oh, crumbs, that's a bit bright. I've never seen anything like it. I'm pretty sure that wasn't there last night.
It's amazing, and it seems to be hanging over that little town down over there.
I'll tell you what, why don't we head down there and see if we can get a bit of view?
Good idea.
And so it was that a couple of people who were starting to wise up about the random and somewhat unpredictable nature of Kiwi weather also headed down to Bethlehem. When they got there, however, they were in for a bit of a surprise.
What's going on down here?
Oh, g'day, mate. You arrived just in time. Turns out the locals are putting on a bit of a barn dance tonight.
Oh, brilliant. Can anyone come in?
Everyone's welcome.
So, believe it or not, that's kind of how it all came together. That year, on Christmas Day, a pretty random bunch of people gathered together in a hay barn on the outskirts of a rural town. Let's see. We know that there are at least a couple of people who thought deeply about the world we live in. And there was a crowd of shepherds who also came in from shearing the sheep. Oh yeah, and there was that group of messengers who seemed to get around the place with lightning speed. and by all accounts, they had a pretty great night. Oh, and one more thing. That couple who travelled all the way to be there, their baby happened to be born that very night. Who would have thought? In the middle of all that carry-on, there came a brand new baby. What no one really appreciated at the time was that this baby was pretty special. He was a gift from God to all of us, just like every new baby.
Not on a snowy night, by sorrow candlelight, nor by an angel bent, they came to our dear land. Tay Haranui, Tay Haranui. Say hallelujah, glad tidings of great joy.
And of course, all credit to Professor Sim. Thank you, Professor Sim. Yes, round of applause for the good professor. Samuel Marsden, what a visionary.